Yeah, this is embarrassing. Two in the morning. Been working on setting up all day. Been driving since 11 o'clock in the morning. Got on a detour on 701. Then took a while to get through Myrtle. Finally got set up. I've been working on setup for about 5 hours. Got the water tanks filled, and then I hear this from Plemmons RV in Rule Hall. I hope they fix it. You can tell from looking at it that they had worked on it. Someone put a piece of duct tape on a brand new RV. This is the first time I put water on it. And the underbelly. That someone had cut and worked right under here. And back there, where the black and the gray water tanks are, the underbelly was still wet after it is March 20th. Our first trip was Valentine's Day, a month, and that son of a bitch was still wet. There's still water under here after about a month. Yeah, I'm gonna get wet. Yeah, I hear it. There it comes. Here comes some assholes. Thanks. Brand new. Still coming from the fresh water. Alright, look what I'm finding. I keep finding bolts and clamps and shavings, but at least I'm getting to the tank. Maybe I want to be able to tell something here sooner or later. Under here, look at this. It's still soaking wet, dripping wet. Wonder if you can see that. Raptor 2016 332 TS. My first experience filling up the fresh water tank. 110 gallons of water came pouring out the bottom of the trailer. That was Valentine's Day. We were 6 hours away from home. A month later, the underbelly is still wet. Look at that. It's March 20th. And the dealership that I bought it from told me they couldn't get to it for a month. I keep digging out these spare parts they just left under there. You can tell they didn't bother to clean it up or nothing. Left metal shavings, OSB board shavings. Look at this. Makes you wonder. Look at that. I found about 4 of those just laying on the underbelly. Okay, instead of camping, I'm stuck here under my Keystone Raptor 332 TS, brand new 2016, because the assholes at Keystone, the assholes at Keystone jammed that water pipe fitting up into the tank, up against the pipe, jammed it in there crooked. Now I've been working for 2 days on this, taking out the very thin insulation that they call extreme temperature insulation. God damn, I hope they never get to Minnesota. And this cheap plastic cardboard that they put under here, I've had to take it off of both ends of the water tank just to see if I can get to the water tank, find out where the crack is, where I'm pretty sure it's right there, right at the fitting. I'll get some better shots later. But I cleaned up all of this in under those two black water tanks up there. One's a gray water, one's a black water. I cleaned up those fittings. I pulled the reflectic insulation out and that plastic cardboard, and tried to see if any leaks were up there. But the water shot all the way down to the end of those two gray tanks. The water was just flooded all the way under there, all the way, everything, 110 gallons of water. I had to pull it out because I was afraid that I was going to get mold poisoning. And before I pulled this one out, I've been under there all morning. I'm not supposed to be under this son of a bitch. I got degenerative arthritis. Some kid should be under here doing this, but I don't trust them fuckers anymore. It's out of place right now, but it was disguised by this stuff. And this was bolted up to the top, and then they squirt styrofoam insulation around it. But look at this. You can tell that the water, look at that. Look at that. Rusting and molding, and the water's still under this part. It's still soaking up there. The last time I put water on the tank was a month ago in Myrtle Beach, our very first trip. Put water, after a 6-hour ride, I put water on the tank, on the fresh water tank. It dripped all over the damn campground, and it took 2 days to drip dry, even after pulling the potable water thing. And then it shot water all up under it, in between the insulation and the cardboard, causing this problem. See, I'm about getting ready to, I want to drip water on my mat. Look at this. Assholes. Brand new. If you go to buy a brand new Keystone like this, you'll lay down $110,000 for them to do that kind of work. For $110,000, Keystone. Well, I think I finally found the second gray water tank. Keystone Raptor 332 TS. Very first trip. This white thing is a 110-gallon water tank. Very first trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, after a 6-hour ride. I get there and fill up the freshwater tank, and it started leaking water all over the underbelly. It went from the very back. This is the cheap plastic cardboard they put under there, and they throw a piece of reflective insulation on top of it. Well, after a month of draining, it's still soaking wet. Assholes. If you're getting ready to spend $110,000 on a toy hauler from Keystone, don't do it. Us doing this cheap shit kind of work. $110,000, my ass. The bent, look at this bent, it's crooked going in there. And it spewed water out all around the fittings. Most travel trailers got black water, gray water, but this one has 2 gray water tanks. This valve that you're looking at is what was leaking up at the top, where it connects to the freshwater tank, and it shot water out all under the insulation, got it rusted and mildewy. But inside, I'll show you. So I'm trying to show you that this is a Raptor King Bed Suite 332. They call it a TS, made by Keystone, sold by Plemmons RV. After my disaster happened with the freshwater tank, buying it brand new, Plemmons tells me it's going to be a month before they can even get to it. So here's what you got here. You're looking at the 2 30-gallon tanks. For the gasoline, for the toy hauler. What you think? Oh boy, that's pretty great. But after all the problems they're having here, here's coming out. That's how you fill up. Comes to the gas. You got a gas tank here. That's the trunk. That's the underbelly trunk for the toy hauler. Here's one gas tank. Here's another gas tank by the tire. Alright, I see it. I see the bolt. My hand is on it. Way behind the tire. There it is. I can actually see it now. Fuck me, man. Fuck you, Keystone. Look where those bastards put that second pull. You have to be a contortionist to get in here and pull that son of a bitch out. There's still water on the freshwater tank too. It doesn't drain all of it.